What happened to Riley Brennan? A lot. A lot happened to Riley Brennan. Shelby Oaks, written and directed by Chris Stuckman and his wife Sam Liz. Pretty cool, man. Like, going from this platform to making a movie. But his passion for this film is there from the get-go. For what the budget was for this movie, including its large crowdsourcing, it's minuscule compared to what most movies get of this type, and it doesn't look like it. This movie is gorgeous, gorgeously creepy. You could just have a giant big screen in your house and just have the movie playing. It's like a supercut of a bunch of amazing horror backgrounds, and it's shot so wonderfully. Chris is an amazing director. These actors gave it their all. The one that shines the most is Camille Sullivan. You are with her throughout this movie. It starts off like a documentary, but it doesn't quickly cut to the title and the actors' names and all that. For a while there, I was sitting there thinking, okay, I guess this is the movie. We're in it. This is how the movie's going to go. It goes from found footage documentary style film to opening up to a feature movie. And it's really cool. Like, both me and my daughter went to see it and we're just like, what? You know, it had that factor to it. However, there are some negatives in the film. The biggest one being that was to me the most rememberable what factor. Nothing happens to these characters that you haven't seen 3 or 4 different times in other horror movies. The things tied together that almost make this feel like an over love letter to his influences, to like, man, this might be the only movie I get to make. Let me pack in everything I possibly can to show people that I like creepy music. I like creepy prisons. I like creepy wood cabin scenes. I mean, it's just like, I feel like there's 3 or 4 movies going on at once in this film. That's probably the biggest issue next to the largest looming issue, and that's the screenplay. This movie has a very abrupt ending that's not that great in my opinion. It kind of feels like, man, we built up to this and the payoff just doesn't match everything that was set up in the beginning. I kept waiting again for that oh shit moment to happen, and it just didn't. A movie is a slow burn to me if it builds up to something and gives you this massive payoff, and I just never felt that in this film, unfortunately. And I wanted it. And I think a lot of people that follow Chris or that know the journey it took to make this film are going to go into it wanting that. This one feels really professional in all of its scopes except for its screenplay. And I think you're probably going to hear a lot of people say that Chris needs to direct something else. You know, like, definitely his vision needs to be on more horror. He has an eye for it, not just a critical mind for it, but like, he can make it. But I also think he wanted to try to get as much into this and tell the story that I guess him and his wife wanted to tell. And if they're happy with that product and that's what they wanted out of it, and this is the way they thought the plot twist and the stories should unfold, then maybe they can look at it in the long run against the public's perception of it and be like, okay, well, maybe we could have developed this more and developed that more. I've watched him complain about a lot of the stuff and the inconsistencies I saw in this film. Like when you're watching a game show and you're like, well, if I was on there, I'd get that question right. And until you're up there, you'd probably freeze just as much, more than likely. He knows what he wants in a film and what to look for in a film. But he's also, I think he forgot a little bit what he doesn't like about film and all that by being wrapped up in the minutia of making it and all of the things that go on that we don't see from just sitting in a chair, you know, criticizing something we saw eating popcorn, like the thousands of people involved around you and still bringing that in to make a cohesive narrative. Maybe having to drop some of the stuff that was written down that was left on the cutting room floor that would have made this flow better. It's not a bad movie. I still think it's definitely visually stunning and worth seeing in theaters. I don't think that you're going to walk away from it like, oh, that's super shitty. It's not that kind of movie. It's not super disappointing. It is a horror movie, a low budget horror movie that feels like it's AAA in some parts of it. Again, if you want to see a creepy, suspenseful thing that's got a couple of scenes that remind you of a few movies, I don't want to bring up some of the movies that I feel like when I said there's 3 or 4 movies in one together, because then I'm like, well, if I tell you that, you're going to know what the plot of this film is. The trailer thank you so much, Chris, does not give away the movie. I would still go see it. It's a great Halloween movie. You know, 'tis the season, man. It's the week. I'm so glad that it got a wide release and that's not just some limited release film, and that it's getting the marketing pushed behind it. I can't go anywhere on my socials without seeing something about it. I've had a bunch of people ask me if I'm going to go see it because they've been seeing the advertisements for it. So this is my thoughts for those folks that were asking. Check out some other videos. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, man, go get Stuckmanized this week and see Shelby Oaks. My twisted title turning for this. I got like 5 of them. I feel like I could put the spoiler warning up right now. I might do that. And then you're like, oh, that's what he means by it's those films. The Devil Made Me Do It. Silent Oaks. Shelby Hill. The Summoning. The Devil Did This to Me. The Shelby Oaks Project. The Shelby Devil Project. Dude, I got a bunch of them. I'd be here all day. Anyway, so yeah. Hopefully you obeyed the spoiler warning. If not, you kind of got a rough idea what you're in for this film. All right? Thanks a lot. Again, I've been Johnny Stitches, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.